Hi, my name is Bobbie Santiago, and I'm your volunteer group manager here at Valerie's house, and I'm here to talk about our next activity called Grief Bill of Rights. So, what you're going to do is start off with a conversation. Talk about what we are allowed to do in our grief and what we are not allowed to do in our grief, what we feel, what things are fair, what's unfair in our grief, the things that we have to do in school, maybe at home, or the things that we maybe not are able to do. So once you guys have that discussion, then you're going to open it up with an icebreaker. And this is going to be a little bit different for younger kids and older kids, so you guys can choose which way you want to do it. But for younger kids, we're going to use two sides of the room. So one side of the room is going to be unfair if they feel that statement is unfair. The other side of the room is going to be fair. So once you ask the questions, the kids will either go to the unfair side or the fair side. And with the older kids and maybe even the caregivers, we are going to use our dry erase boards. So we're going to ask questions, and then they're going to write unfair or fair. Or if you want the older kids to move around, you can have them go to the side of the rooms as well. But they really like using these whiteboards. So you're going to ask questions and get the kids' opinions. So basically a question like, is it okay to cry? Do you feel that's unfair or fair? Go to this side of the room for fair or unfair. Then talk about that. See how many kids are on this side versus that side. Have a conversation about those questions and keep going on asking questions to open up the activity, which again is called Grief Bill of Rights. So once you go through that icebreaker, it'll be a good opener to get the kids used to what we're going to do for the activity. So again, we always talk about what is grief? Why are we at Valerie's house? Have that discussion. Then talk about rights. What are rights? What rights do we feel we have here, especially in our grief? What's fair and unfair? What are we allowed to do? What are we not allowed to do? So have those discussions with the kids, make those connections as well. And then what you're going to do with the group is come up with your very own Grief Bill of Rights. So you're going to get a blank, large piece of paper, and eventually you're going to ask questions with the kids about what we feel our rights in our grief are. And they're going to come up with their own Grief Bill of Rights. And eventually it's going to look something like this. So you'll see, what are we allowed to do? To grieve in my own way, to feel multiple feelings, to have good days without guilt. So these are all going to be questions that the group comes up with and agrees upon that is getting put on their Grief Bill of Rights. So it'll look anything like this. Or we have another example right here. You can have the kids draw pictures on it, make it a little bit more creative. But again, they're talking about what they feel they have a right to do in their grief. So once you guys make this poster, allow them to decorate it, make it more personal, hang it up on the wall, and make sure to revisit this when you guys are in your groups moving forward. And remind them, although we may not feel we are allowed to do these things, and maybe some things are fair or unfair, we can all work together through this and talk about it and really not navigate this journey alone. So again, this activity is called Grief Bill of Rights, and I'm your volunteer group manager here at Valerie's house. Thank you.